When we think about budgeting, these are some of the types of images that often come to mind. But in Cambridge, budgeting takes on a much different energy.
Participatory budgeting is a democratic process that empowers community members to decide how to spend public funds. Put more simply, participatory budgeting gives residents the power to decide how to spend their taxpayer dollars.
Stephen, give us the idea of how something comes in from start to finish, how someone proposes an idea, how it gets brought to the delegate, how they flesh it out. How does that work to it actually getting on a bill?
Yeah, absolutely. So the process starts with idea collection, and this is done, over the course of about a month, where citizens of all ages are proposing projects. They can do that online. They can do that in person at different kind of idea collection booths.
So we're here with Tiffany Chinuba, who is a volunteer for the participatory budgeting. Tiffany, tell me a little bit about what that means.
Yeah, so participatory budgeting is an opportunity for, residents of a certain city to come together to submit all their ideas, and a part of it being a delegate is we compile all those ideas, we go through them, and we see how can we bring them to life.
I am on one of the 4 committees, the Committee on Energy in particular, and so we have a lot of proposals from citizens proposing things like more electric vehicle charging stations or more solar energy generation capacity. So we look at those ideas and we prepare a list of questions for the city employees, like how much does an EV charging station cost?
Do you think there's an opportunity to downgrade cities? And you have sidewalks with bricks that are all over the place. That has to do with the tree roots. In a situation like that, we may go out and remove the bricks.
It's a very exciting, innovative form of governance. It started in Cambridge in 2014, and we've been doing it for 10 cycles now.
It's really rewarding to kind of talk with people that kind of bring these ideas forward and kind of work through these are all the different considerations to go from this idea to how to make that a reality. I think it's really helpful for us to kind of think about, okay, this is how people are coming into these processes, kind of viewing how the city works from the outside, and really kind of talk to people on kind of a really kind of one-on-one level, kind of really have nice long conversations about, okay, these are all the things that may not seem apparent from the outside, but that in our day-to-day work feel natural to us. But it is helpful again just to kind of have that opportunity to take a step back and again to kind of just to kind of see these projects through that lens.
In our work day to day, we're planners, so we do talk to the public a fair amount about their ideas for a particular project. What I like about PB is we get to meet all kinds of folks who are participating because they want to see the city be made better. So I think people really come with some great ideas, some things that we haven't necessarily seen before. So I'm excited.
I would just add that I think one thing that's been most interesting is people who are engaging are also asking questions about how the city works and just how decisions are made or how processes work, and that's been really a really nice thing about this year, because then we can share that, kind of be transparent about how decisions are made here at the city and how things like zoning to putting a bench in a park work on a day-to-day basis.
I think participatory budgeting is special because it's a chance for someone as young as 6th grade or a 60 or 70-year-old retiree to participate in the same conversation around municipal finance spending. And that's shown in speed consulting. It's a broad diversity of volunteers, so we have young people, we have high schoolers, we have people who are middle-aged, we have people in school, we have renters, we have homeowners, we have people who are retired. And it's a chance for a broad spectrum of community members to work in teams on projects that are important to them.
You both are in high school, correct? So how is that to view it now at your age and seeing how Cambridge works, seeing the ideas that it needed? That must be pretty interesting. What have you guys learned about that?
I think that it made me more aware of like the things that are needed, as well as like what like people in the community think, as well. Like I noticed like when you're looking through the options, you can see like a lot of the similar options, like things that are really needed, like things for people, like unhoused people, and like things of those sorts. I think just like being more aware of like the, not to say like negative aspects, but like things that we need to work on as a community.
I don't really know what to add. I guess I also just learned about what Cambridge wants, and I guess looking like before doing this, I never really knew about the whole delegating process, but through this I kind of see how like it goes down from like thousands of ideas to 20.
Participatory budgeting is special because it is very popular. There's a great energy around the process, both on the side of community members and on the side of city staff, because it creates a space for an honest dialogue about how to address issues and how PB funds can be used to address those issues. It removes the political considerations aside, and it gets down to the details of how could this actually work, and that's very special. I also think the process is special in Cambridge because we invest a significant amount of PB funds per capita, more than most communities in the United States.